Hello, dear ones. Here is the searching star with my podcast about how to live this life, how to process this life using art. Today I was thinking about why why people cannot relax. I remember one time I went to Lazy River and it was big inflatable floaty, and I went into this floaty and there was a wave pool, and this wave pool basically was like riding me on its waves, and it felt so calm, and the water was warm kind of, and it was very relaxing. I even fell asleep holding on. So my question is why we don't feel this in our life at home, why we feel stressed out at home, and why we feel like we can't relax, why we feel like everything is temporary and everything needs a lot of work, and work is never done, and it puts you like in this race. Even if you working from home, you ending up overworking, basically not knowing how to relax. Even for example, maybe when you have day off, even why are we working so much in US? Is it just a US thing? Some people in US, my friend, think that in Europe, in Italy for example, it's not like that. It's more relaxing, there is siesta, there is beautiful nature. Or Turkey for example. In Turkey, people don't need to travel far to see beautiful nature. I think they have ocean there, they have their mountains, they have this beautiful nature, and they basically don't need to travel far like in US, like almost 2 hours or more until nearest beautiful nature scene, for example ocean. So my question is it because we don't have enough nature, or for example in a hot states when it's too hot to go outside and you have to either get up very early in the morning, or you have to basically sit the most of the day under AC? Why people feel like in general it's not enough time, and even when they have time, they cannot really relax without this some kind of rush, this some kind of, I call it, I think I may be wrong, but isn't it this fear of missing out? Isn't it how it calls, fear of missing out something? So they have this gigantic to-do list. I was just looking at my to-do list, and it's literally was let me see, I don't know, it took the whole page, every line in a page, regular page. So let me count how many to-do lists I have per day. Just for me, not counting for my loved ones. At least 20, not counting cooking, cleaning. It includes my work and my responsibilities. My question is, why we doing this with us ourselves? Because I know that if I do my to-do list in full, I will not be able to properly function next day, because it's just too hard. And if I do not do it, I feel guilty, basically. Okay, maybe in a childhood we have this responsibility of somebody put and programmed us in school to do this unrealistic loads of work that are not sustainable in a long run. They're not sustainable in a long run. Who even, okay, maybe it's a parents in school, okay, but why are we still following this in our older age? Why are we still doing it? And how to stop it? Because even we did, for example, our to-do list, but we exhausted in the end of the day and not rested just from executing our to-do list. What is then the point of having it? What is the point of life then? Where is the happiness? It's like a robotic execution of our to-do lists. Where is the liveness in this? Where is the feelings and emotions? Basically, where is this balance? Where is this balance between, so you know when to stop, and even like when to give you, especially if you're self-employed, when to give yourself this, and how this schedule that is balanced. How to find balance in life? This is so hard. This is so hard, in my opinion. Just so hard. Lady in red. How to be alive, especially in US. In US, where it seems like atmosphere of just working and grinding and just making more and better, and this exhaustion that comes after 40, like, what is it for? Does it make you happy? Does it exist, this warm atmosphere in a family without rush, without this exhaustion? Simple, quiet happiness. Is it exist? And how to go there? Sometimes I try to meditate, and even my meditation, okay, I have to meditate, I have to do yoga, I have to do, it's still like never-ending to-do list that's stressing me out instead of have calming effect. That's why I'm trying to find for myself real thing that works for me, that really helped me to calm down, to understand myself, to hear my needs and feelings. Because it's not sustainable, it cannot last long, this rat race. It's basically rat race. Why are we racing? What are we doing? Where are we going? Is the effort worth this health sacrifices, relationship sacrifices? Is it money worth it? Are we working too much? I feel like this atmosphere, the economic situation, the whole basically energy, I don't know, is it astrological energy in some countries that make you like, you can't just like stop working. You cannot. That's not. Everything seems like cost money, but even with that, how to be more peaceful? How? 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 Is it possible? I do not know. Sometimes Americans have dreamed this about Italy, where everything family and everybody connected, share meal, going for a walk, making picnics. But is it doing everything together? There should be minuses also and pluses, like less individuality could be. But this happy, sattvic way of living, or it's just illusion? Is it even exist? Why we have place to live is always not completely happy. Why? Why we can't, and ultimately because of that, because ultimate rush, rat race, and so we can't relax, and from there all of this cortisol and all of this nerves, insomnia. Guys, you need to let me know how you're relaxing. I wanna learn how to live happily and how to relax nervous system. So far, I get a little bit distracted by art. Ultimate happiness, I'm thinking, comes from not things, because we accumulate things and but it doesn't bring us happiness. So we buy something, we promised happiness from the things, and we are not happy. then we're thinking that's not enough, we need to get another thing. So like this, we maybe build our, we have desire to fit a lot of things in our life, a lot of work, in order to have opportunity to buy things to be happy. So it's a false hope. It's always hope that if I do all of this list, I'm gonna get financial opportunity to buy what I want, and then I will be happy. But it looks like, what if the happiness comes from relationships? What if it comes from the relationship? Not from things. From relationships. From relationships with who? With other souls? With divine? With God in everybody's hearts? With connection. So happiness is with comes from connection with nature, connection with a live person. Okay. Connection, life connection, right? Not things, right? That's interesting. How do you like this live YouTube Italian music? It sounds good, right? But then it came to me feeling that it's made by AI, and it's artificially generated, so it plays, then it kind of connects one song to another song, which is just music, but still it feels mechanical, doesn't feel alive. Yeah, it still feels like robotic, which is without soul. And if it's without soul, you cannot connect with it, because there is nothing to connect, because we want to connect with the soul, because our happiness comes from connection to soul to soul. This is where we get happiness, which is energy. So in this AI Italian music, although I love Italian old school songs, I cannot connect. I don't feel happy listening it. I feel suspicious and kind of not full. Okay, my dear ones, nice talking to you. See you next time.